Good afternoon, friends. So, finished work for the day. Figured I'd go for a walk, get some exercise, get some sun. I must admit though, man, it is a hot day today here. So, I'm walking through the 4-hectare vineyard. This is a nice walk through and beats the hell out of the main road. This vineyard is actually owned and has been for 312 years by the prince, by the royal family. And of course, that there is Vaduz Castle, which is where the prince lives. It's not open to the public, so I can't go in there. It's the official residence of the prince, and Vaduz Castle gave its name, Vaduz, to this small town, which is the capital of the country. And I tell you, the mountains just do not get old. This place, it's completely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I'm gonna wander down, find myself a beer, and then go into the cathedral and see if I can get into a couple of the other buildings as well. I'm actually not too fond of these modern abstract representations of Madonna and Child. And that is just, at least to my eye, some crappy modern redo of Pieta by Michelangelo. Yeah, not impressed. Right, so this is Vaduz Cathedral. I mean, in keeping with the size of the country, it's actually very small. It was a parish church before. But when Liechtenstein was recognized by the Vatican as a separate entity, which was only 1997, when Pope John Paul recognized the diocese of Liechtenstein, and then it was raised to the dignity of cathedral. It was built in 1874, which is remarkably young in the greater scheme of things. And I like it. It's got a good feeling in here. The acoustics are good. And then you can hear a pin drop, which is kind of nice. One interesting point I mentioned, that I didn't really like the sculptures outside, but I do really like these stained glass windows. Now, honestly, I don't really know why they're so modern, because in the case of Graz, as my keen watchers might remember, the stained glass windows in there were new because, well, new-ish, because in the latter stages of World War II, Allied bombs had blown out the windows, and so that's why they were relatively young, as it were. These ones, Liechtenstein, during World War II, stood with Switzerland and remained neutral for the entire thing. So no bombs fell here. I'll do some close-ups of these windows because they are really cool. Now, this one I really quite enjoy because at the top, of course, we have heaven itself. But if you look at the faces, everyone's dancing and with rather silly smiles on their faces. And the further you go down, that of course is Christ, the Redeemer. And below that we have death and the angel of death. Remarkably modern in orientation and colour scheme. Really very interesting. I don't know how old that altar is, but it's a lot older than the rest. Anyway, reminds me a little bit of the body of Christ and the Alpha and the Omega. Nice, simple wooden panels of the Passion. I like this place. Yes, I believe I neglected to mention, this is the Cathedral of St. Florinus of Rimini. That's him there. The patron saint. He was a 9th century saint, and he was rumoured to have held the Grail, which is as he's depicted here. Good afternoon, friends. So I'm currently in Bux, which is just across the border from Liechtenstein into Switzerland. Technically speaking, it's my 4th time in Switzerland. Although, to be perfectly honest, this time and the previous 2 were only for about an hour. So, doesn't really count. Anyway, I've got 3 trains to get to Munich, which is my next destination. Just a few last thoughts about Liechtenstein, really. This is one of these incredibly long trains. Anyway, a few thoughts about Liechtenstein. Beautiful little country. It's, as I said before, it's just really one valley flanked by the Alps with a river running through it. It's